just have a small discussion on. So we said there was a basic economic problem, and then the basic economic problem of scarcity leads to choices because resources have alternative uses. And then after the choice, you have an opportunity cost. Whenever you come to a situation like, for example, let's look at this activity and we can work it together. Activity one says, what should I choose? So you got a gift of about $1,000, and you have three choices over here which you're thinking you can do. You can go to a movie with friends, or you can go to lunch with friends, of course, or you can ditch the first two ideas and you can get yourself some phone credit so that the internet works. So you have to make a choice. You can get one of the three things. Okay? So if I was to ask you, what is your preference? All right, so this is how you would go about it. For me, I would personally say for me, it would be maybe lunch would be the priority. Number two would probably be this, and number three would be like that. Okay. So the question goes, what are your resources in this case? What's my resource here? Well, the resource over here in this case is the money, which is allowing me to have these choices. Now, whenever you choose to have a decision, what was your reason for number one? For me, my preference is that for lunch, I personally love food, different types of foods with friends. It's just good. You get to talk and all of that. But in a movie theater, I feel that, you know what, you can't really talk. You're just there for the movie and stuff. And then phone, again, it's important for, making contacts and stuff like that. But you have to have certain reason to have a choice. Now, my question to you is over here, the options that you've given, one, two, three, what is your opportunity cost and why? This is where people or kids make a mistake. You have three choices, all right? You chose to go to movie. That's your first choice. What you give up is the other two things. By definition, you know the definition. You said it's the next best alternative for gone. So your next best alternative is this. It's not that. Okay, that's your third choice. Your very next best is the second choice that you are giving up, which in this case for you is the lunch, which is the next best alternative. Third really doesn't matter. For me, my second best choice was get myself credit, and for me, the movie did not matter. So, whenever you have a resource and you have lots of choice what to do with it, only first and the second one are important. Third, fourth, fifth, irrelevant. So, even with your time, when you feel, okay, I have this limited time, I have various options I can do. I can sit at home and watch a movie on the TV. I can do homework, study, get some good grades, or I can go out with friends or something, do like that. Okay. So all you have to think about is let's not get overwhelmed with so many choices. What is my first two most important choices? You just have to narrow it down to the first two. And then whatever you choose first, the second becomes your opportunity cost. Sometimes it so happens that even though you're very good friends, you and your friend might have different first choices. Okay, he might prefer to go for lunch, you might prefer. That's why we have so many discussions that, oh, where should we go for lunch? And one is saying one restaurant, the other one is saying the other restaurant, and you have a clash of ideas. So it is quite possible that you might have different first choices and you might have same opportunity cost. Second best choices दोनों की exactly same है. It is quite possible also that even the opportunity cost of you and your friend does not match. Completely different, completely opposite. Similarly, this picture explains it all. That an individual has to answer, should we go for a holiday Or should we get ourselves a car? You have to choose. If you choose this becomes your opportunity cost. If you choose the car, then holiday becomes your opportunity cost. So you have to really think about it as to which one should you get. For in the case of business, machine A or machine B, this one looks more sophisticated and costly. This one looks less sophisticated but cheap. Which one do I really need right now? In the future, if my business becomes large, then I can go for this. But right now, what's the point of putting in so much money? Let's get something smaller. For the government, it's always about the new road or the new school. Now, remember, you will come across questions like this in which they say they'll keep the question open-ended. They're going to say, what is the opportunity cost of building a new road? What is the opportunity cost of building a new road? Now, the thing is, the question did not give you two options. The question said, if you choose to make a road, what do you have to give up? Now, in that case, since you don't have the second choice, you can come up with various numbers of alternatives. You could say, you can get a new school, you can have healthcare, you can spend it on the poor. You can give a lot of next best alternatives. But if they give you two choices, then you have to say, okay, if you're making road, then healthcare is your opportunity cost. I hope you understand the difference between the two ideas. Solve this. So if you read closely, we say, okay, there's this person who is currently unemployed, and you know what he does? He just chills right now. He does his sports, he's doing his traveling, and now he has an opportunity to work for Toyota or Honda. If employed by Toyota, he gets ₹1 million and he gets a house and a car. On the other hand, if he goes for Honda, he gets 1.2 million, he gets medical, and he gets a car. So we say if he decides to go for Toyota, then the difference in monetary, he loses about 0.2 million, which is about 200,000 rupees. He loses that. That's his opportunity cost. Plus, he doesn't get the medical that he could have gotten. However, if he chooses to work for Honda, he is only giving up a company paid house. Question number 3 says, what if the worker only had the opportunity to work for Toyota? That means Honda doesn't exist. Now, this is where the difference comes between a human and any other natural resource. Now, for a human, if the human is not working, he always has an opportunity cost of the leisure time that he has. Okay? So, for humans or for human resource, the alternative is the leisure time they will give up. However, if it was a resource, let's suppose if it was a piece of leather, and with the piece of leather, it has been cut into shape to make shoes. Now, the thing is, if you don't make shoe with it, there is no second best choice that you have. You can't do anything else with it. So in that case, that resource would have zero opportunity cost. Okay? With humans, you don't have zero opportunity cost because you always have leisure that you can give up. With certain resources which don't have an alternative use, then it will be a zero opportunity cost. All right, so you can attempt these MCQs. So for the first one, 5 hours a day you're working, and for every hour you're producing about 20 sandwiches. So 5 into 20 gives you 100 sandwich. So if you do a chutti, you give up about 100 sandwich. In the second one, a charity sold $5 for tickets. If you win, you can get $100, but you did not win. So unfortunately, right now, your opportunity cost is what you could have done with that $5 instead of buying a ticket. Third is what is the opportunity cost to the society of building a new school? So it's the other goods and services that you could have produced instead of the school. Again, what is the cost to the society of cutting down the trees? It's the environment that gets destroyed.